translate all. First group is called the liking group. Liking bias. What this means is that this group tends to really enjoy and like people that are similar to them. Typically, people have the same interests, same likes, ideas, same beliefs. They tend to enjoy connecting with people in this group. Other people, who tend to disagree, fight and challenge one another, bicker and gossip, that group, people tend to not like them, and they don't want to have a relationship with them. Similarly, people in this group really enjoy when others increase their egos and butter people up to make them feel better about themselves. Now, the third bias is called the halo effect. You know, like a little halo above your head, like an angel. This means that we see a person or a group that are good and sweet, wonderful, kind, nice, all those great, wonderful things, and we always see them as that. Or we see a negative group who are awful and lousy and mean and all sorts of negative connotations to that group, and we label them. We label the good group and we label the bad group, and we keep them in that groups and keep those in the back of our mind, and we know that those are their tendencies. The fourth bias is called the dramatic effect. Suppose in this group something happens and a person comes to save the day, for example, and helps fix something or change something to make everything wonderful and amazing. We see them now as a wonderful and amazing person because they did something, and it makes me believe that they are this great person. And that label is stuck with them forever and stuck in our heads. So we will always associate this person with that label as a savior or a fixer or any one of those labels. Fifth group is called the recency effect. So this means you have, a coworker, and they've been working for, or you have an employee who's been working for about a year, and it comes time for you to evaluate that person. You need to really take a step back, and look at last year, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, to evaluate. You can't only just evaluate someone from their performance last month, not just recently. You have to really look back and remember what happened to that person and their performance in the last several months. When we do this, so we can appropriately evaluate employees. The last bias is called the ladder of inference. This is how we typically identify people's tendencies, and right now I'll give you an example. An employee named John, he comes to a meeting and he comes late. So the meeting starts at 9 and John arrives late. Let's say he arrives at 9:30. So now we make a judgment on John. Well, John, we knew you had the meeting, so we're not quite sure why you're late. And other people will maybe now associate John with being late, even though he's never typically late. And what happened before he arrived to that meeting, we don't know. So this bias that we have on John can show how we feel inside about other people.